Welcome to AP World History. We'll be looking at Chapter 2, which deals with the civilizations of China. This period will be from 1000 BCE to 500 CE. This is during the Neolithic period in China, and so they're transitioning to a more sedentary existence. Agriculture, development of cities. Peking man was unearthed, proving that man had been around for a while. This is the Neolithic era, and this shows where most of the people were located during that period, they suspect. Some of the pottery during the Neolithic period. Pan Gu was considered the creator of the universe according to Chinese legend. Uh, Yu was the founder of the Xia dynasty, and this becomes part of Chinese legend. Wang He will be the emperor during the Xia period, known as the Yellow Emperor. Legend has it that he ruled for 1,000 or 100 years and was associated with wheeled vehicles, ships, armor, pottery, silk making, those kinds of things. Fu Shi, again, another mythical leader of the Xia dynasty, taught the Chinese how to read and write according to the legend. The Shang dynasty is going to come on the scene in about 1766, and it's going to last roughly about 700 years. And you can see the Shang dynasty here. And they will evolve a form of writing, and it goes from pictograms to phonics, and so you can kind of see the somewhat of a resemblance to an animal. Here's some of an axe and a ceremonial dagger. During the Shang dynasty, they did have a knowledge of bronze, and they created things to hold wine and other things, oils. The Shou dynasty is going to come on the scene, and they're going to be around for about 500 years. They are a people that are going to replace the Shang dynasty, and they will come from the north. The Shu or Zhou dynasty, you can see where they were located on this map. They were sort of frequently invaded by nomadic people during their rule. Never really established a real strong central government. And they came from the north, and of course they replaced the Shang dynasty, and they extended their territory as far as the Yangtze River Valley. They encouraged the development of agriculture, raised rice and wheat, claimed that their rule came from heaven, and they established the Mandarin Chinese that they speak even today. Dynasty disintegrated basically because of internal wars among the nobles. Tin Ming is a philosophy or concept that says that the ruler must have ability and virtue. The dynasty's leadership must be justified by succeeding generations, and his power can be taken away if he neglects it or abuses it. And the will of the people is important. As far as the dynasty's cycle is considered, this pretty much is the pattern that it follows, kind of a cyclical pattern. New emperor comes with some new reforms. is going to improve the lives of the common people by reducing taxes and encouraging farming. Problems begin, and he's going to have invasions, taxes increase, farms neglected, government becomes corrupt, and there's famine and disasters facing the dynasty. Um, Poor and the people lose confidence in the government. Then you have rebels, and then the emperor is defeated. So this seems to be the cycle for the dynasties in China. Confucianism is a philosophy that was taught by Confucius, and he had some disciples that followed his teaching. Um Not around for a long time. He was uh, a teacher. He edited books. His lifelong quest was to become an advisor to the emperor, uh, and he will develop a philosophy that other people will follow. It's not a religion, but more of a code of ethics. The Analect is a collection of the saying which says Confucius say, and most of us have heard that before. Uh, it was the most important thing that he left behind, and actually, he never wrote it. It was actually his followers who wrote it. Um, and it offers practical advice to uh, rulers and ministers and people in general, how they should relate to one another. Um, the most important thing about Confucianism is that it has a humanity to it. It makes sense. There's empathy for people. Um, People should be righteous, and piety, respect for elders. So there's a code of ethics that people should live by, and this will bring enlightenment to them. Uh, as far as how it's organized, status in society, giving respect to those above you, age is considered important, and men are considered more important than women. And this sayings and analects, making a mistake and not correcting it is making another mistake. Well, there's all kinds of sayings there, and you can look at those and accept those or not. Taoism is a philosophy that comes up uh, roughly at the same time as Confucianism. Uh, it was a philosophical belief that you needed to be in harmony with nature, that you couldn't always gain knowledge through laws and books. You had to sort of feel your way. Tao, the way of nature. So uh, getting in touch with nature was an important concept. Um, Somewhat unlike the transcendentalists in the United States and Europe, becoming one with the universe. Uh, Lao Tzu was the founder of this philosophy. I'm not sure when he died. His name literally means old master. Uh, was he Confucius' teacher? No one knows for sure. Um, Tao or Tao, the first cause of the universe, it is a force that flows through all life. So apparently, it's there, and you need to get in touch with it. One with nature, Tao, a butterfly or a man, is a story that they're both of equal importance. Um, like nature, it takes its course. This is Wu Wei, the art of doing nothing, go with the flow, which some people of the hippie generation seem to embrace. A man is unhappy because he chooses to be, uh, because he lives according to man-made laws, customs, and traditions, and he's abandoned nature. To escape the social political culture trap of life, one must escape by embracing nature and rejecting knowledge and relying on your instincts. You need to get in touch with the universe. There's a rhythm there, and Ignoring it is going to cause you some problems, but you should ignore political and social laws because they just don't seem to help you. There's always, they believe in a yin and a yang, and there's two opposing forces in everything. So always there's an opposite looking for a balance. The unique of Taoism, how is a man to live the world dominated by chaos, suffering, and absurdity? Well, moral order to society. Legalism said, well, harsh rules should order people. And Taoism, well, it's really about the freedom of the individual, less government, to avoid conformity and uniformity. So there's going to be three different philosophies of life, and we'll look at legalism next. What is your philosophy of life? Well, we all have different beliefs. And we'll stop right there and continue this second part later.